Welcome to this lesson where we will be reviewing the Agile and Business Intelligence Perspectives. Perspectives are not separate frameworks. They are lenses that shape how the 6 knowledge areas are applied when the context has specific characteristics. An Agile initiative runs analysis just in time, progressively, and collaboratively, not upfront in bulk. A business intelligence initiative centers on data, decisions, and information architecture in ways that a general initiative does not. This deck covers those 2 perspectives. Knowing which perspective applies and how it shifts business analysis practice is how you answer scenario questions that describe a specific type of initiative. Agile is about having a flexible mindset, embodied in values and principles, exhibited through complementary practices. Analysis is just in time. Detailed work is not done ahead of time, but just in time to be effectively used by the Agile team. The business analyst delivers work products at the last responsible moment to allow flexibility for change. Scope evolves constantly, managed through the backlog, a prioritized list of desired work items, continuously reviewed and reprioritized. Requirements emerge through continuous exploration. Progressive elicitation and elaboration occur throughout the initiative. Validation is continuous. The evolving solution is assessed with stakeholders at the end of every iteration. Business analysis may be performed by various team members, product owner, business analyst, or other defined roles. Communication is less formal. Collaboration and interaction with less emphasis on written documents. Business analysts working on Agile initiatives engage at a strategic level, aligning the product or feature with organizational objectives. They collaborate with stakeholders and the change team to break the product vision down into a prioritized backlog. They may act as a stakeholder proxy or work directly with the sponsor or product owner. Agile principles are applied beyond software. Many organizations apply them to process engineering, business improvement, and non-IT change. An important exam distinction: not all iterative approaches are agile, and not all agile approaches are iterative. Kanban, for example, is agile, but not iterative. Key competencies in Agile business analysis: communication and collaboration, patience and tolerance, flexibility and adaptability, the ability to handle rapid change, the ability to recognize business value in changing features, and a continuous improvement mindset. Scrum, fixed-length sprints, working product each sprint. Kanban, flow-based, no fixed iterations, limits work in progress. Safe, enterprise-scale agile, user stories, lowest level of decomposition, acceptance criteria, promises a conversation. Moscow, shared prioritization within an iteration. Backlog management, continuously reviewed and reprioritized scope. Retrospectives, continuous improvement after every iteration. Story decomposition, breaking epics into sprint-sized increments. Story mapping, visual representation of activities the solution supports. Planning and monitoring. Detailed planning is deferred until work on an activity is ready to begin. Plans are updated prior to each iteration. Communication is less formal. Elicitation, progressive elaboration throughout. High-level vision first, then detailed elicitation per iteration just in time. Requirements lifecycle management. The backlog is the requirements repository. Continuous reprioritization manages scope change. Emerging changes handled for the upcoming iteration with minimal impact. Strategy analysis, ongoing throughout every iteration. The proposed solution is reassessed against the current business context at the start of each iteration. Requirements analysis and design, just in time. User stories with acceptance criteria. Models used informally and may not be maintained once they have served their purpose. Solution evaluation occurs at the end of every iteration, not only at project end. New opportunities are identified and assessed continuously. The focus of business intelligence is the transformation of data into value-added information. Where to source it, how to integrate it, and how to enhance and deliver it as analytic insight to support business decision-making. The goal is a single point of truth, consistent definition, and usage of information throughout the organization. BI initiatives deliver decision support at 3 levels: executive, strategic decisions; management, tactical decisions; operational process-level decisions. 3 types of analytics. Descriptive uses historical data to understand past performance. Predictive applies statistical analysis to identify patterns and forecast future events. Prescriptive identifies decisions to be made and initiates appropriate action. The business analyst may serve in multiple roles: business analyst, BI functional analyst, data analyst, or data modeler/architect. Specialized deliverables include decision models, data dictionaries, transformation rules, source and target data models, and business analytics requirements. Supply-driven BI assumes, for a given cost, what value can we deliver? Maps existing data to what is available. Phases in databases progressively. Demand-driven BI assumes, for a given value, what costs do we incur? Starts with the information needed for decisions. Traces back to source data. Allows incremental implementation strategies not determined by existing structures. Structured data. Traditional data warehouse. Predefined structures. Schema on write. Business analysis focuses on data models, dictionaries, and business rules. Unstructured data. Text, images, audio, video. No predefined structure or integrity rules. Schema on read. Business analysis focuses on metadata definitions and data matching algorithms. Cross-functional challenge. Individual stakeholders only possess partial knowledge. Interviews identify individual information needs. Workshops detect common and overlapping requirements across functional areas. Solution architecture defines where source data is held, how and when extracted, where transformations take place, where data is physically stored, and how it flows to presentation outputs. Planning BI integrates with data governance and metadata management. Multiple overlapping stakeholder groups require coordinated planning. Elicitation. Interviews identify individual information and analytic insight requirements. Workshops detect common and overlapping requirements across functional areas. Data models and data dictionaries support elicitation. Strategy analysis. High-level conceptual data models map the current state of corporate information, identify information silos, and assess their problems and opportunities. Future state strategy defines the data storage and conveyance architecture. Requirements analysis. Specialized data-oriented techniques. Data modeling, data dictionary, decision modeling, business rules analysis for back-office capture, ad hoc queries, data mining, and complex event processing for front-office outputs. Solution evaluation assesses whether the BI solution delivers timely, accurate, high-value, and actionable information at executive, management, and operational levels. Stakeholder challenge. Business stakeholders unfamiliar with BI capabilities often focus only on replacing existing reports. The business analyst explores and evaluates additional value opportunities enabled by the BI solution. Agile scenarios are signaled by sprints or iterations, backlog management, product owner involvement, and emerging or changing scope. Key distinctions. Not all iterative approaches are agile, and not all agile approaches are iterative. Kanban is agile but not iterative. Analysis happens twice. Before the iteration for estimation, and during for construction. User stories are promises to have a conversation, supported by acceptance criteria. Retrospectives are the agile equivalent of lessons learned, held after every iteration. Validation is continuous, at the end of every iteration. BI scenarios are signaled by reporting, dashboards, data warehouses, analytics, and cross-functional data integration needs. 3 analytics types in sequence. Descriptive, what happened. Predictive, what will happen. Prescriptive, what to do. Supply-driven starts with available data. Demand-driven starts with the decision to be supported. The business analyst may play 4 roles. BI stakeholders have partial knowledge. Interviews and workshops are used together. Business analysts must explore value beyond replacing existing reports. Lock-in, just-in-time analysis, evolving scope managed through the backlog, validation at the end of every iteration, less formal communication. Key distinctions. Kanban is agile but not iterative. UP is iterative but not agile. User stories are promises to have a conversation. Moscow is for within iteration prioritization. Retrospectives are agile lessons learned. The backlog replaces traditional requirements documents. Agile mindset competencies. Communication, collaboration, patience, flexibility, adaptability, ability to handle change, recognizing business value, and continuous improvement. Lock-in, goal is single point of truth. 3 decision levels: executive, management, operational. 4 business analyst roles. 3 analytics types in sequence: descriptive, predictive, prescriptive. Supply-driven starts with data. Demand-driven starts with the decision. Know the specialized BI deliverables. Stakeholders have partial knowledge. Interviews and workshops are used together. In this lesson, you covered 2 of the 5 BABOK perspectives. The Agile perspective shifts business analysis toward just-in-time, progressive, collaborative work. Analysis happens continuously throughout the initiative rather than upfront. Scope is managed through the backlog. Validation occurs at the end of every iteration. The business intelligence perspective shifts business analysis toward data, decisions, and information architecture. The goal is a single point of truth. 3 analytics types, 3 decision levels, 4 roles, and specialized deliverables distinguish it from a general initiative. A perspective does not change the framework. It changes how the framework is applied in a specific context. See you in the next lesson.